Am I on? Okay, cool. Hi, everyone. Okay, so I am here. I don't know why. I just decided I'm doing my hair. I'm bored. Might as well kind of entertain me and maybe possibly shine a little light for people who are going through the transitioning problem and having to learn their hair all over. I'm sure when you got a perm, you were probably like 7, 8. I was 11. I initially didn't want to do it and just eventually allowed someone to talk me into putting that chemical in my hair, and I did it for quite a long time. Um, quite a long time. I I pretty much stopped perming my hair in 2010. I'll tell you a little story as I'm doing this of what inspired me to do that. So I was talking to a former co-worker, awesome guy, Nigerian. We used to work together, and then I left that job, and I went to visit, and we were sitting outside. It was like spring, early spring, or maybe summer even. Don't remember. All I remember is that it was really nice out, and we're sitting outside and we're talking, and a lady walks by, and her hair is like missing. Like you could literally see her thoughts. Well, just being silly. Pardon my humor. I could be a little silly sometimes, but I love it. Um, but her hair was so thin that you could see her scalp, and looks like she had perm in her hair because it was really straight, but really thin. This was really short and really thin. Like when I say thin, like thin. Okay. Let me see what I can equate it to. Okay, you know, like these old white men who are balding, middle aged, and they start to bald, and they basically take like the longest hair in the back and kind of like swoop it in the front to cover. It was sort of something like that. She didn't do any swooping, but you know how you can still see, you know, their scalp in the middle. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And I was just like, oh my God. And I'm not really one who talks bad about people, but I like to point things out because I'm very observant. So I'll so I said to my friend, "Oh my God, look at her hair! Like, you know, um, you know, I don't know if I said this, but I wonder how it got that way or something like that." I don't think I said that. I just like, "Oh my God, look at her hair," and I remember saying that. I might have said a couple other things, but that was pretty much my reaction. I was shocked. I really felt sorry for her. And so my friend was like, yeah, that's all those years of perming. And that light went in my head almost instantaneously. Like, really? And so um, I started thinking about it. But I remember, I think that was that point where I made my decision. There's a term for it in the movie industry, in the acting world. Quite forgot because I kind of like took myself out of it for quite some time, so I'm kind of forgetting the terms. But yeah, the point, you know, where the main character realizes something, like, you know, the changing point, you know, where the plot really develops and the audience could pretty much kind of tell, you know, what's going to happen, or, you know, the purpose of the character from then on. You know, can kind of like guess what the journey of the character's going to be in that movie. But yeah, I'm sorry for that kind of reference, but that's the world I come from. So that's the example I have to give right now. And so I don't really usually comb my hair, but since I did such a horrible job after washing it last week, that's kind of what I resort to, because it's very tangled and stuff. And I left it out for days, and I let it dry up really, really bad. Yeah, I'm horrible. Kind of regretting it right now. But anyway, back on topic. So I decided that was, I didn't really realize that I decided right then and there, but I decided. It didn't come to the conscious mind right then and there. But I had decided that I was going to not perm my hair anymore. But I remember, you know, probably a couple weeks before, you know, seeing the lady in the street with the, you know, thinning hair. Remember, I don't know if it was before or after. I think it was probably afterwards. I remember being at work and just, you know, debating with myself. I had asked one of my coworkers at the time, which happened to be a white lady, so I don't even know why I even asked her, because she may not come from, I don't know, may or may not, you know, not necessarily, but I didn't feel that she could relate. But then at the time, it felt right, just because she had shaven her hair, like really, really short. Come to find out that she was a lesbian, but not that that's important, but I was going to point that out, that she has short hair, so that's why I felt comfortable with asking her, because I didn't want to do the transitioning or any of that, you know, stuff. I wanted to be bold. I'm pretty bold and just like get it over with, you know what I mean? So I think that's why I kind of wanted to ask her, because the fear of how I was going to look. And I'm like, do you think I will look good with like short hair, or, you know, low hair like this girl that I was personal trainer. So I'm at the gym and I'm seeing all these different people with like short hair. And then there was this one white girl also with like no hair, because she had shaven it off. And she looked good with it. Like, it really looked really, really good on her. So those were the early moments of contemplating, you know, how I was going to do this chop off, like, you know, this natural hair thing, whether I was going to do a chop off or a transitioning, I don't know. And so she was just like, you know, you look fine. I was like, really? Look at my hair. Like, seriously, look at my head. Like, I think I have a really serious, funny shaped head. But I've come to embrace it and love it, because that's me. That's how God made me. And if God loves me unconditionally, who the hell am I not to love me? You know what I mean? So, that's the kind of mindset I've come to adapt as far as loving me and loving everything about me. The difficulties, the challenges, you know, doesn't matter who you are, you gotta accept you. Yeah. Realize, you know, when changes have to be made, but at the same time still love you. Approach it in a loving way and not in a hateful way. Because whatever change that you want to make, it'll be a better change if it's made out of love. If it's done out of love rather than hate and anger or envy or any of those negative feelings that, we usually carry around. But anyway, back to my story of my journey to go natural. Yeah, you're gonna see a little bit of my real personality as talking to you guys. The diary, the goddess diary, is what I'm gonna call this. Every time I get at the in front of the camera, I'm gonna call it the goddess diary. Yeah, that's how I view myself, and that's who I am. Nothing less. So, where was I? Yeah, I tend to yap a bit much, and I lose my train of thought. But anyway, I love talking. I'm a Gemini, so get used to it. I get random thoughts. It's just gonna come out at you. So, where was I? Yeah, and so I'm at the gym, and I'm asking her, if, my coworker, who usually cut her hair really short and do all types of funky hairstyles with her hair. She looks really good on her, by the way. And I was asking her what she think. If she think I'll look good with that kind of hairstyle. With short hair, shaven off, like low Caesar. And she was just like, go for it. Very encouraging. I did mention to her real quick that I wanted to go natural, but I didn't really go into depth about that because I really feel that she couldn't relate, being that she was white. But I thought that she could relate because I don't care who you are when it comes to, you're a woman, when it comes to cutting your hair. This, because the society that we live in, hair is such an important thing in our society for women. And I felt that she could relate because she's a woman, and that's one of the dilemmas that is associated with being a woman in this society. Mostly. I can't talk for everybody, obviously not. I think I've met some people who just really didn't care about hair, and they just do whatever, whenever, however. But I think for the mass, hair is a very important thing. I know it is for me, and that's okay. I love hair. Doesn't necessarily have to be long or whatever. Just whatever it is that I have, I like to love it and care for it. Make it fit me. You know what I mean? So, yeah. This is where I'm at. So then I decided to cut my hair. But you know what else too was like a big thing for me, because it was like rearing fall, because I think it was like around end of July, August. No, I think it was in August. Yes, it was in August. And I remember specifically because my nephew and niece were having it's not a christening, but dedication or something like that. I don't know what term my sister used for it, I forgot. But yeah, and that was in September, I believe. Either September or late August, but I think it was September. And she and I didn't want to have a bald head with a dress. I don't know what that was going to look like. So I just braided it, and in human hair braids and left it in there for about like 3-4 months. But I only did that with the intention of knowing that I was going to just chop it all off. So I had the lady braid it really, really short. It took me like really, really thin, I should say, or small. And I remember it taking like 7 hours. I forgot what time I got there. I think I got there at 8 o'clock. I didn't leave there till like probably like 2, 3 in the morning. I don't know, but it was pretty late. And the very next day was the christening, and I had to wake up early. So, I wasn't really happy about that, but I was happy about getting dressed up. I like getting dressed up. And I was happy about seeing my family, especially my niece and nephew. Well, nieces, because my other niece Imani was there. So, it was a beautiful day. Oh, and we took pictures too. Professional pictures, all random and sporadic, unplanned. Anyway, I'm going rambling on about things that's not really important to you. It is for me, but not for you. But it's part of kind of knowing me a little bit, right? I'm a real person. You see? No makeup, no glamour. It's just, this is me on an everyday. Like I say, you gotta love yourself. Self-love. It's kind of the rough part of me. But, I don't look like this every day, though. Well, I look like this every day, but I don't. Don't mind me. I'm gonna leave that one alone for now. Yeah, I just wanted to show you too how hair can shrink. So you see how short it is on top? Like you thinking, okay, it's just, about an inch and a half, maybe 2 inches of hair. And then you twist it and then ta-da! Ha 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 ha. Which is kind of weird. And I think that's why most people want, you know what, I think I've just figured something out. I think it's why a lot of people perm their hair, because society has kind of make us think that, oh, our hair should be long, and long is better and more beautiful or whatever. And so, the long flowy hair, you know what I mean? And so, because we have the kind of hair that we do, our hair don't flow, our hair sticks up. No, it gets big. The longer it is, the bigger it gets. A lot of us. I can't speak for all of us. So we tend to want that because that's what society tells us that we should look like. And so, and since we can't get that with just how our hair is naturally, we either press it with a hot comb, which is really bad for your hair too, and or put chemicals in it that kind of, disturb our curls and straighten them out and make them more straight. So, but which is really, really bad for our hair because, as I told you, the story, the woman with the thinning hair, it really breaks your hair and it thins your hair because that's chemical every 4 to 6 weeks. I used to think, oh, you know what, I'm going to wait longer. I'll wait 2 months to perm my hair because my hair don't really grow that coarse. So I was able to last a little longer without perming my hair. But then I'm like, what the hell are you doing? This is what you want to look like 20 years from now, 10 years from now. And oh yeah, my hair was already falling out, you know? Like, my hair was really falling out. I think that was the reason why I just wanted to chop it, because it was so thin. Not in the sense that you could see my scalp, but in the sense that when it was long, you know, it looks all stringy, and I hate stringy hair. Well, on me, you know. I hate it. I'd rather have like no hair or really short hair than have stringy hair. I hate the way it looks on me. So that was definitely the reason why I wanted to just chop it off. Because I'm a drastic person. It's all or nothing. It's pretty much a rule of my life. All or nothing. What I want or nothing. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, as you can tell, I try not to use combs in my hair. So you see me sit here and like, trust me, my hair was really, really dry. Like before this, you see how this seems, you know, well moisturized, and, you know, it stretches. Well, this is the twist. But, see, even here, you see this right here? I wasn't able to do that a few hours ago because it was so dry and brittle. And so, when I say hot oil treatment, I don't sit underneath the dryer. I made a promise to myself that when I cut my hair, I'm not going to put any chemicals in my hair knowingly. You know, there are some products that you get that has chemicals in it if you don't really read it, but I really try not to get one specific product. I just buy oils and do my own mixture and stuff like that. So, kind of told myself I wasn't going to do that, put any chemicals or, you know, styling, you know, what you call these appliances. There you go. I think that's a term. I wasn't going to put any styling appliances in my hair, meaning curling iron, blow dryers, sit under dryers, or whatever you want to call them. I said, no way, Jose. No way, Jose. No, I'm not high. I didn't smoke. That's just me naturally. I'm crazy. A little bit. A little bit of crazy is good. It's very good. Keeps things interesting. And I get bored easy too. I told you I was a Gemini. So I have to keep things interesting even with myself. Or else the other twin comes out and you don't want to see her. She's even crazier. I'm kidding. Maybe not. Yeah, I must really think I'm really, really crazy right now. But you will come to see. What did I want to talk about? But you see the length? This is about, I don't know. Would you say this is about like 5 inches, 6 inches? I don't know. I don't have the eye for those things, measurements. I can't eyeball something and be like, oh, it's about 2 feet. Nah, I'll jack it up. I'd be like, it's 10 feet, and it's only 2.5. Just kidding, I'm not that bad. Okay. It's time to wash this oil out of my hair. My hair's getting a little itchy, especially like right here. But I want to finish with halfway of this, which I'm not going to sit in this video and do all of it. I've been on here for almost half an hour already. So, just about right here. Or maybe a little bit more. Maybe just about here. twist all of this. Tomorrow's an exciting day. Tomorrow is the day I go and stand up for what I go. Well, not really. It's not the march, but it really is just going to be around like-minded people, get some kind of inspiration, and I'm making my sign, my picket sign, against Monsanto. Yeah, that guy's evil. But I didn't come here to talk about politics. Came here to talk about hair. About, I don't want to say black hair, about our hair. I don't know. I'm still not really comfortable with that term black, even though I've been using it for quite a while, and mostly because that's what people use and I tend to use it. But I'm starting to separate myself from a lot of things, as you can tell. Cut my hair. That's a way of separating myself. From bullshit. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna go any further into it. So, from the lies, I should say too, bullshit, lies, brainwash, brain fuck, my favorite term. I would like to say I came up with that term, because I don't think I've ever heard it before I started using it, but who knows. I don't care about who started it. I just know I used it first for me. I don't remember using it. Like I tell you, I'm creative. I come up with terms and words and phrases. That's kind of comical. Even when you are displeased about something, you gotta keep the humor going. Because then if you walk around like a sourpuss all the time, what kind of life is that? I wouldn't want to be a sourpuss all the time. Or ever. But unfortunately, there are certain things that's out of our control. But we control how we feel. Doesn't matter what happens to us in our daily lives, who did what, who's not doing what. Just we are responsible for ourselves, our emotions, our health. Ultimately, we're responsible. We can't blame anybody else. So yeah, which brings me back to Monsanto. He could put all that crap out if he wants, but if you're responsible for yourself and you choose not to eat that, guess what? He's not making any money. And guess what? No one's gonna buy, no one's gonna produce something that they can't sell. That's just like absurd. That's bad business, that's stupidity, so that's why we have to demand labeling, so we know, because we all have busy lives, especially if you have kids. I don't have any kids, and my life is pretty busy. Freaking hair, and with my hair, and work, and all those other crazy things that comes up, family events and emergencies and stuff. Just life happens. So people don't really have all the time to read labels and figure out which has GMO, which doesn't, so if there's labeling on food products, then it makes it a lot easier for us to discern which are and which aren't. And so when that happens, we get to make choices. But guess what? Monsanto's not going to want to put that on their labels. I mean, food companies aren't going to want to put that on their labels because they know as soon as the study comes out, there has been studies, because they know as soon as the word gets out to the mass and people start realizing that, you know, GMO is like absolutely no good for us. You know, not even a little bit. It's like, it's not at all. You know, then people are just gonna stop buying anything that says GMO on the box. You know, so he won't be making any money. And guess what? He won't be producing any GMO food products, which is a win-win. But we always have to keep our eyes open because there's always these greedy bucks, I like to call them that, who are out there who's just about themselves, you know. Whatever they can do for a buck. Doesn't matter who they hurt, how many people they hurt. It's not important to them. They're too busy chasing greens. It's not really important to me. There's a lot of things that's important to me. Greens is not one of them. And if it was left up to me, I'll have no damn greens. Because I don't mind the barter system. I don't mind everybody pitching in, using their creativity or their gifts and talents to provide and share with other people. And I really feel like that's how life should be, you know. I make fabrics, you know how to sew. I'll give you fabrics, you make me a dress. And we call it even, right? You build houses, or do construction, or fix rooftops, or whatever. I plant, I want to say corn, but because that's a big GMO product, I'm going to refrain from saying that. But, you know, yeah, I like mangoes. I have plenty of mango trees in my backyard. You know, hypothetically, not really. I'm just using an example as to the kind of life that I'd like to live. And you build houses. Okay, I'll give you some mangoes every season. You know, sweet, delicious mangoes. If you're from the Caribbean, or if you ever had a mango, oh man, mango season, it's heaven. So, I don't know, people may be like, oh, build you a house for mangoes? You crazy? That's because you don't know how good mangoes are. But I'm going to keep it a little secret, because I don't want you all to go out to the market and buy all the mangoes, and then there won't be any left for me. And then there'll be inflation because there'll be a demand for it. Damn economics. Damn money. Damn greed. Damn everything. Well, not everything. Just everything that's not good. But we need bad in order to figure out what good is, right? I don't know. I'm not going to get into that talk. Just like I said, I wasn't going to get into politics. But I ended up talking about it anyway. Like I said, thoughts just come to my head and they just come out. I have no control over them. I may be careful. I may want to be careful what I say, because people may really think I'm crazy. But I'm not. I am. But I'm not that crazy. I'm good crazy. Fun crazy. Crazy crazy. Oh man. Don't get the sillies out. Please don't. Don't Don't get the sillies out. Don't get the sillies out. Don't get the sillies out. Alright, I'm about to end this video because I'm acting crazy.